And for more, let's bring in Sinijlawi, who is an Arab affairs activist, and Jeremy Saltan from the Yamina Party. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me here this evening. Jeremy, I'd like to start with you. Look, Bennett and the Yamina Party, we know they are all for this, not letting Bedouins control the Negev. But, you know, with this coalition so shaky, why go there?
I've had a chance to be there on the ground and to see really what happens when they go about and do this Zionist thing of planting trees in the ground down south. You know, if you look back 200 years ago and you look at where we are today, you can definitely credit the Karen Kayemet Israel for helping really allow the desert to bloom. And that's something that's continuing. We're going down that path. Unfortunately, opposition leader Benjamin Netanyahu decided to politicize the event by going down there, bringing his Likud faction members from the opposition, and creating what he was hoping he would, which is a coalition crisis between the Ram party and the right-wing elements of this government. And that's really, unfortunately, why we are where we are right now.
And Sama, I want to ask you, you know, we have seen quite a rise in crime there in the south within the Bedouin community. Why should the government surrender given the situation that we're seeing right now?
We should a little bit dig into the roots of the problem. This is not a story that started only last night. This is a story that started in '48. There has been 95 Bedouin tribes in the area, and after the war in '48, only 19 of them has remained. The rest have flown to Jordan, Egypt, and to the Palestinian areas. Now there are around 400,000 Bedouins. In Israel, most of them in the Negev. Only 4 or 5 towns are recognized, the rest are not recognized, and there are 40 towns that are not recognized, and these are only dormitory towns. You cannot do anything else sleeping. There are no schools, no infrastructure, no water, no services, no living conditions. And I think when looking into the story of the Bedouin in the Negev, you cannot localize this problem alone. It's part of the whole story. It's part of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been taking time so long. And I think the only way out is that we need to recognize that we are living in a one-state reality, and everybody should have equal rights. We should see these Bedouins having equal rights to the Israelis that are living elsewhere. They are neglected. They don't have budgets. They don't have any housing projects that is sponsored by the state. And this is accumulating day by day. We are creating a weather, and now we can see the storm that is coming.
So, you know, a lack of education also. And gentlemen, you know, given what you've both just told me, what do you see as a valid compromise to really address this issue and get in there at the core?
Well, for me, I think, as I told you, I don't think it's smart to localize the problems. The Bedouin in the Negev alone, Jerusalemite in Sheikh Jarrah, Jerusalemite Palestinians alone, Israeli Arabs in the north alone. I think there is one problem. We should face the reality. We should stop sticking to the bedtime stories that we are building our ideologies on. There is a reality. There are 7 million Jews, 7 million Palestinians in this land between the river and the Mediterranean. We should live in equal rights in one state. We could help in maintaining this state as a Jewish home for the Jews. We understand this importance. We understand that this state should be the last refugee for the Jews, not preventing another Holocaust. We can understand all these circumstances, but the reality, there are 7 million Palestinians living together with 7 million Jews, and we should enjoy equal rights all together in this area, in this land.
So, Jeremy, you have something to say there, and tell me.
I mean, first of all, I disagree with everything you just said, but let's just look at this as it is. This is not a Palestinian issue. This is not a Jerusalem issue. This is an issue that is specifically dealing with the Negev. You don't see Arabs busing in from the Galil down to the Negev right now to be able to deal with this. This has nothing to do with 48, 67, the British mandate, or the Ottoman Empire from Turkish times. We have a situation here where you have state land. We are building trees on state land. No homes are being raised. No agricultural areas being raised. There is blank land where there's nothing going on there, and we are planting trees just like we've been doing for the last couple hundred years, and we're going to continue to do so.
Well, obviously, as Summer said, there is a big issue that's been playing out for a long, long time. Why isn't the Israeli government and now the Bennett coalition doing enough to bring these people into a broader society, educate and give these people the sort of things that Israeli citizens, as such,
they are
have on a day-to-day basis?
They are Israeli citizens. The Bedouins who are living in the south. We're in a situation for the first time you have a party representing them as a part of the government coalition. There are a lot of budgets in place to help in areas such as development and education and deal with a lot of other issues that are very important to them. What you have here, again, is a ploy by the opposition. We saw WhatsApp messages from a couple Likud MKs taking credit for this coalition crisis that was done. We know that there are a lot of, unfortunately, Arab gangs within the Arab community here in Israel, which they're upset with laws we put forth to be able to take away their illegal guns. They're trying to use this situation to their advantage to cause a lot of trouble on the ground. I know that the Ram party is looking for a ladder to climb down here. I know that the opposition is trying to rile them up. I'm confident we'll deal with it.
All right, gentlemen, well, let's hope this gets addressed very, very shortly. And I really appreciate your time in coming in. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.